honestly, these chaps, they feel very Western. Like, the only time I see people wearing chaps is in Western movies. So the plan for today is I have hired the wood splitter. If you've watched the vlogs from the beginning of this renovation journey, then you've seen me use it before, but it's pretty fun machine. It just chops logs like right perfectly for the fireplace. But I am gonna need to get to work. It's expensive to rent. It's like $100 a day. And I'd like to get this all done today. So I'm gonna grab some gloves, eye protection, ear protection, and then we'll head out to the woodshed. Wonka is learning how to herd sheep. So we've got a large pile of pine, which I harvested over the weekend. And then that's all the willow back there that I split. And I'm building an elevated track right there. You can see where we will stack it all once the time comes. So we got to grab these big things, put them up here, and then that will push down and split. So let's get started. I'm glad that's done. Got a lot of love for this machine, but it is fairly monotonous. That being said, it saves you a lot of time. I just split so much firewood, and I feel like if I did that on the axe, it would probably take me 2 days to complete. But with this, it took just over 2.5 hours. So there's a lot of wood now. We got willow, we got pine. I think there's some poplar in the back there, and also some more macrocarpa or pine. I'm not quite sure, from earlier in the season, which is nice and dry now. But I gotta do a little bit of organization, because an organized woodshed is a thing of beauty. This woodshed is not organized at all. There is a woodshed behind this shed, but I've decided to switch, I'll put all the wood into the main shed here just because it's more waterproof. During that last big storm, I went back into our woodshed and saw that it was actually leaking quite a lot of water directly onto the wood pile, which is just not good. You don't want to spend 6 months waiting for your wood to dry only to find out that your wood's not dry because your roof is leaking. These are the things that we deal with on a daily basis out here. Now I have a fair bit of stacking in front of me. I do need a little bit of a breather on wood duty though, because I swear I've been working on this for 4.5 days straight from dusk till dawn. But I do feel good about the amount of wood that we have to get us through the winter now. In the meantime, I need to go return this machine so I don't get charged for extra. Let's go. Look at that. Nice. That feels good. There is nothing quite as satisfying as wood that's been cut, split, and stacked. Over here we have the pine, which I split earlier today. And here's the situation. So you don't want wood to just be on the ground like that, because when it rains, the ground gets wet and then the wood absorbs the moisture from below. So what you want to do is you want to have the wood up off the ground. So what I've done is I've gathered up all these little scrap pieces of timber from around the property, and I've built half of it. I'm building the rest of it now with you. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna create essentially like a train track. and that is gonna just elevate the wood off the ground. There'll be airflow underneath it, which helps speed up the seasoning of the wood, the drying of the wood, and then we'll get to work on this big pile of pine. Well, that was super fun, actually. Really enjoyed that. We have the whole platform, elevated wood platform built, nice and tidy. Super fun coming in there with a chainsaw and just nipping off those ends. And now we have this large pile of pine, which we're gonna take from over here and stack it nice and organized over here. And then we will have one long, beautiful wood pile. This is like if Marie Kondo did wood piles. You know what I mean? Look, I'm a Pisces, which means I'm inherently disorganized, but I'm Virgo rising, which means from time to time, I can get down on the organization station. What do you think, Wilson? Pretty good job, huh? Pretty good job, buddy. Huh? Pretty good job. Pretty good job, little guy. That took all day to split and stack, but look, it feels so much better. And I guess it's like doing the work, putting the work in to reap the benefits. And I don't know, I think that in this world, sometimes people are a little bit too quick to just ask for the reward without putting the work in. And in my opinion, putting the work in is why we get the reward. It's the reason that it all works. So I'm ready for a shower and to go sit by the fireplace tonight, knowing that we've got plenty of wood to last through the winter. Good morning, friends. It's the big day. The plasterer is on his way to help install the plasterboard, but we have a problem, and it's a big one. That pipe up there on the roof used to be necessary for the old toilet system back in the day. It's no longer necessary, and while we thought it was sealed, it rained last night, and I went into the bathroom, and there is water coming from that pipe. It's dripping down. It's causing water damage here for a while, but all of this is new. You know, this is an opportunity to take this problem out and fix it versus just hiding it behind a wall. That pipe goes all the way down to about there, and we need to get it out as soon as possible. I don't think this is safe. I think what I'm gonna have to do in order to remove this pipe, I do believe I'll have enough leverage up at the top to be able to cut it clean through. But in order to get there and be able to get it out, I'm gonna just have to remove all of these old dwangs, the old noggins, the horizontal pieces of timber, which I didn't want to do because it's just more work and whatever, but I I think it's necessary, so.
Oh shoot, my God. This thing's heavy.
All right, well, we are making good progress. It's the second day now of installation for the plasterboards because we had to take a day off to remove the pole and the leaking pole that was coming in through the ceiling. That got fixed yesterday. And now it's the final few pieces of plasterboard remaining. One more piece here on the ceiling. All right, restoration chronicles continue. I gotta go in the ceiling and I'm gonna have to install 2 additional pieces of timber so we have something to screw the replacement boards, the new ceiling into, because they're not biting in the corners. So I gotta get it right in there. Okay, I gotta get that. It's coming together. I won't lie though, this has been slightly nerve-wracking just because the supply that we have was so hard to get of plasterboard, and if anything goes wrong, we're not getting any more for a while. So because of the national shortage. But yeah, it's coming along. Note to any of you out there who are about to do this, it's always a good idea to put in more dwangs or noggins, more horizontal pieces of timber than you need, and then also take photos before you start putting the boards up so you remember where they are. You can also just kind of mark off on the plasterboard, you know, where your horizontal pieces are. It helps. That way you've just put it up and then you go, oh, wait a second, where are they? Okay, friends, well, we have successfully installed the plasterboard in this room. We didn't puncture any pipes. We made it work. And the next steps are with the plaster coming back just to finish doing all the joins, all these little areas where the boards meet. And once that's done, then I can paint the interior of this room. And then after that, the tiler will come. And once the tiler comes and gets the tiles installed, then we will be able to get the plumbers back who will install the rest of the bathroom. So it feels really good to have gotten this crucial step taken care of. It's crazy how different this room feels now that we have some skin on what was essentially the bare bones of this bathroom, and feel really good about getting this job done. Honestly, pretty difficult. Definitely would have been a challenge to do by myself. Really grateful to have Elton, the plasterer, out to help with this job. Getting this stuff up on the ceiling was a challenge and required a little bit of creative thinking with getting in there and you know, installing extra timber in the ceiling just to have something to mount the plasterboard to. Also the pipe, this pipe coming out of nowhere and requiring removal. We had a builder come out who got up on the roof on Thursday in the rain and took the rest of the pipe out and replaced the iron sheeting on the roof. That was crucial. Everything just kind of fell into place. So feels good to have made some progress here. And I'm really looking forward to what's coming up next. Next week, end of March, we head down to the South Island, flying into Queenstown, and we begin the Milford Track, which has been called one of the best hikes in the world. It's super duper scenic. It's gonna be such an adventure, and we're squeezing it in right before the end of the trekking season. So stay tuned for that. It's gonna be a multi-video series. There's a lot of really cool content that I'm planning on creating, travel content, outdoor content from that trip. And then after that, we'll come back, we'll finish up as much of the bathroom reno as possible. We're hoping that we can get it all done before we leave to California in May to visit my family. Carrie and I haven't seen any of our family in over a year, so it's gonna be really good. We're super excited about the border opening back up here in New Zealand. I just celebrated my 34th birthday on Tuesday of this last week. And we published another episode of the Soul Sugar podcast. So it's been a busy week. It feels good to have this job done, and I'll be honest, I'm looking forward to a good night's sleep and potentially a nap this afternoon because I am feeling tired. Need to recharge before the next phase of this big adventure, but it feels good to be making progress. Slow, steady, consistent progress is what it's all about. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, click the subscribe button. Stay tuned for new content. And if you haven't listened to the podcast, the Soul Sugar podcast yet, where Carrie and I sit down and discuss fun things, then head over to the podcast. I'll link it below in the description, and we'll hear you over there. See you over there, hear you over there. I don't know, one or the other. Have a great one. Thanks for watching. Catch you next week. Peace.